As a prosecutor, I often prosecute homicides, and that's an unfortunate reality of being a prosecutor in a city. People commit the crime of intentional homicide. These hearings happen a great deal. My job is obviously to convict people if I believe that it was uncomfortable, probably, that he was caught. The reason we focus on that is this idea in the criminal justice system that we can rehabilitate almost everyone. And I'll say, I think that to be true. I really do. The vast majority of people who are charged with this crime of first-degree intentional homicide, as grievous as it might be and as difficult as it might be sometimes for the victims to hear it, they are people who can be rehabilitated, that we can address that root underlying cause of mental illness or substance abuse, and they can emerge from the state prison system, perhaps not a perfect person, but a better person. And society can have some comfort, and we can all go to bed at night and sleep soundly knowing that we've done what we can to try to prevent some future harm from occurring because we've addressed that identifiable problem. You don't have that. And if you don't have that, I'm not sure how much you can consider that factor. And the law is very clear. When you're addressing the galleon factors, you don't have to weigh them up equally. You have to consider them all. But I would pose to the court that that's not a factor that you should ultimately consider a great deal, because I don't know what information the court could rely on in determining that there are some identifiable and fixable rehabilitative needs of Mr. Halderson. Next, the court has to consider the protection of the public. And here's where the court has to probably give a great weight to this factor.
Yeah, and he basically just says that Chandler Halderson appears to be a regular suburban kid. He never got in trouble for killing animals, hurting animals. He never got in trouble in school. He was considered a normal kid his entire life. So he's saying that there was no way to predict that this normal suburban middle-class kid would kill his parents, chop their bodies up, and burn them in a fireplace, and actually get caught with over 150 bones in the ash trap of the fireplace. His neighbors have cameras. Two former detectives live in his neighborhood, literally right across from him in Wisconsin, in a rural area. And one of the detectives has a camera on his front step, his porch, and he could actually see Chandler's parents coming home, but they never leave. But Chandler's constantly leaving, and his parents are never seen again. You know, he dispersed their body parts all throughout Wisconsin, all throughout the state, and there was so much evidence against him. They had foot tracks that matched up to a shoe he had. He's on camera wearing that shoe. They got his DNA evidence. He chopped his parents up with an axe and other equipment that they found at his house where he lived with his parents. They found all of this blood by the fireplace. Apparently, he didn't know that a fireplace has an ash trap, and they found the skull and over 100 different bones of his mother in there, and there's blood all over the carpet and everything. They have proof that he basically lied about his life, lied about going to college, lied about working, and his dad found out, and he was going to confront him, and he killed him. You know, he lied about going to college, graduating in IT, getting a job at SpaceX. He lied about having a job, and all his lies were catching up to him. So he decided to kill his parents. And yeah, man, these are people that are amongst us every day, man. And he actually, there was so much evidence against this dude, man. And he actually said something on his own behalf. And even he got caught at the locations where the body parts were dumped. He was caught on the Snapchat thing. His girlfriend has Snapchat with him. They Snapchat a lot, and they could find his GPS location from her. She would screenshot whenever he would be somewhere different. And every place he ended up on the GPS for Snapchat on his girlfriend's phone, that's where a body part was discovered. So it's like, it's so much evidence against him that everybody already knew he was guilty, including his own lawyers. It's just, this case is so amazing, man, because he's just a normal dude. But yeah, he spoke for 1 minute, but he didn't say much.
System utilizes to try. It does not explain what happened. County on the map thought that the case with trial, it comes up to a decision of the
punitive.
With trial, it inconvenienced a number of citizens.
All right, man, whatever. But he basically just said, hey, if anybody out there wants to take my case pro bono, contact me. And also, he said, it's not that I don't have feelings, it's just that I was advised not to show any because of the scrutiny of the trial. But no, his girlfriend lived on a farm, and, his girlfriend's mom found out, I mean, was suspicious of him because he kept going into the woods, and she went back there and found body parts. He dumped a torso on his girlfriend's farm. He had a Target bag, the store Target. He had put some bloody rags in that. It was in his girlfriend's. It had his girlfriend's name, like a pickup online order. He had the bag, man, and he dumped all. I mean, it was so much evidence against him that it's ridiculous, man. All because he turned 23, and for the past 4 years he was lying about his life. Lying about a job at SpaceX in Florida that was coming up. Lying about the fact that he graduated from college. Lying about the fact that he has an IT job and works scuba diving, for the police department. All of these lies were coming out. So he decided to kill his parents instead of facing up to his lies and saying, yeah, I was lying about my life. And it's sad, man. Because he was a normal dude. Like that prosecutor said, there were no identifiable signs that he would do this, man. Peace.